Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Yes. It's too bright. The Brahma Jyoti is too bright. Hare Krishna. Okay, we're going to read the introduction. This is chapter 2 of the book entitled Message for the Soul. This chanting of the holy names of the Lord, especially the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, let me see again. It says that is the very essence of the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition and the prescribed process for spiritual realization in this age of Kali. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada tirelessly emphasized that chanting is the direct means of approaching Krishna. The medicine for the conditioned soul and the prime benediction for humanity. Building upon this foundation, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj highlights the urgency of attentive chanting, urging practitioners to constantly improve the quality of their japa meditation as the core of devotional life. His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah Janardhan Swami Maharaj complements these teachings by underscoring the need for patience, steadiness, and offense-free chanting, reminding us that the holy name itself is none different from Krishna and carries the full potency of the spiritual world. Together, these three teachers present a unified vision of chanting as both the foundation and perfection of devotional practice. So this is what Prabhupada says about chanting. Just few of the quotes, unlimited quotes. Actually, Prabhupada says, the conclusion of reading my books is that one should be convinced to chant the holy name of the Lord. That is the main message, conclusion, that one will ultimately come to the point that I should be chanting. Okay, a lecture on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 14 in Melbourne, June 28, 1974. Srila Prabhupada says, Hare Krishna is just like the telephone number of Krishna. Using an iPhone or Samsung. If you want to talk with him, immediately you can chant Hare Krishna and you are connected. Which means that there is no difference between Lord Krishna and his name. In the material world, Prabhupada gave an example. If you are thirsty and you just say water, 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 no. Or you say Bisleri, Bisleri, Bisleri. You will not quench your thirst because it is material. If you have a headache and you just say, oh, aspirin, 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 then your headache will not be cured. You have to take the medicine, right? With some water. So, similarly, when we say the holy name of the Lord, it says, Nam Nam Akari Bahudani Jasarva Saktis Tatrapitar Niyame Snamane Nakara Tatal. Yes. So, Durdaivam it is Arjuna Naraga. That Krishna has invested all of his energies into his name. So the name Krishna is not different than the personality Krishna. This is the nature of the absolute truth. Mm. So when we call upon the name of Krishna, especially without any offenses, purely, and Prabhupada says Krishna is dancing on our tongue. And we will say Krishna face to face. So the method how we can connect to Krishna is by calling upon his name, as Prabhupada gave here in the class. This is our direct link to Krishna. Just by calling upon his name, one is immediately connected to Krishna. How that will happen ultimately is when we chant purely the holy name of the Lord, no offenses. There are 10 offenses that one must uh, try to avoid while chanting. And the root cause of all the offenses is inattentiveness. If we're inattentive, then we will commit aparad. Chanting the holy name of the Lord is like you inviting Krishna into your heart. At the moment, our heart is not so clean. It has so many material desires. Prabhupada says material desires means sinful desires. Because anything that has no um, no indication for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, anything that has no connection towards the Supreme Lord is just the opposite. It is meant for us or our family members or our relatives or our friends, so called friends and loved ones. So if one chants the holy name of the Lord purely, then Krishna will be there. It's like I'm talking to you. You are hearing me and you can talk back to me. We can all talk to Krishna, but is it guaranteed that Krishna will talk back to us? Mm-mm. You can talk to your deities. Yeah, you should be. Talk to them, reveal your heart, reveal your mind. But Krishna can hear everything. But when he speaks to us, we should be able to hear also. Prabhupada was saying, I was reading that in Vrindavan during our morning announcements. He says, one should make himself fit to talk to Krishna, and Krishna will talk back to you. So it starts especially with chanting. It's like a telephone number of Krishna is the Maha Mantra. And there was a story. Uh, there was a sadhu who went to Rome and he wanted to make a phone call. He wanted to make a phone call. Um, and then he asked the Pope if I can use your phone. He says, yes, you can use my phone. But it's going to be expensive because it's long distance, right? He want to talk to his friend who is also connected to Krishna. So Okay, how much it cost? All this is gonna cost 100 euros to make 2 minutes call. Okay, you can use my phone. So now, what happened is that the Pope went to Vrindavan and he says, I want to make a phone call also. I want to make a phone call to my friend. And because it's connected to God also. And so he asked the sadhu, can I use your phone? He says, okay, you can use my phone. Then after the call, he asked, how much did it cost? Oh, here it is free.
Here it's free.
Why? Oh, it's a short distance here. You know, there's no, actually, we can call Krishna immediately, even though he's very far, but he's also an arm's length. Actually, not even an arm's length, he's inside our heart. So, somehow or other, because of the contamination of our senses, the mind, the body. When we say body, means the mind. And therefore, when we immediately chant the holy name of the Lord, we are immediately connected. Number two, lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 17, in Vrindavan, 28th of October, 1972. Yeah, Prabhupada says also we should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra just like the crying of a child. That's an example. You see, he cried, and immediately the mother came and he is peaceful. So, similarly, in times of troubles, in times of distress, and in times of good, we should be always calling upon Krishna. It is not that whenever we are in distress or we are suffering that we call on Krishna. Even when we are happy or in good condition, we should always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna by chanting the holy name. Prabhupada says, by chanting Hare Krishna, the heart becomes cleansed of all dirty things, and then real life begins. Hmm. Prabhupada says, our heart is like as black as a coal. You know, coal they use in India for cooking. Uh, the best fuel for cooking actually is wood. Coal also is wood. It just become blackish. Fuel. So you can just imagine how black is the coal, but our heart is as black or more black than the coal because of this tendency to enjoy the material energy that makes us forget Krishna. As soon as we try to enjoy the material energy, suffering begins. And a little bit of enjoyment in the material world will create a very long time of miserable and suffering lifestyle. Hmm. So we have to cleanse all of these dirty things. Oh, yes. Prabhupada says, yeah, because we were accused of brainwashing our members. Yeah, our brains needs to be washed because they're very dirty. And well, see, it's synonymous. The mind and the heart are synonymous. When you have a clean heart, you have a peaceful mind. You cannot be peaceful if your heart is dirty. Hmm. When you have a clean heart, then no guilt, no fear, no anxiety, isn't it? And that means you're happy. People are not happy because their heart is dirty. But a devotee's heart is supposed to be clean. Clean from what? Clean from all of these things. Hankering for what we don't have and miserable for what we lost. Because material things, they come and go. We're not in control of what's going to happen to us. Only Krishna can control it if we chant the holy name of the Lord. So we have to cleanse our heart, and then by doing so, our real life begins. So that means real life of what? Of who? Of the soul. Real life of the soul. That means our journey starts of going back home, back to Godhead. One more. Lecture on Nectar of Devotion, Brindavan, 20th of October, 1972. Prabhupada says, if you chant without offense, you will feel transcendental pleasure. And that is the test that you are making progress. So the reason that's why we are not experiencing transcendental pleasure is that we are still committing an offense while chanting. Prabhupada says, chanting is easy, but it is difficult to chant attentively. Anyone can chant. Even my sister in Vancouver, she taught her bird how to say Hare Krishna. Yes. Yeah, a parrot. Parrot, you can teach a parrot how to say Krishna, Krishna. Later on, she taught the parrot how to say Hare Krishna. And she named the parrot Maya. Maya. In the Philippines, there's a bird called Maya also. Maya. There's Mina. You know Mina? They can. Huh? Mena. They can talk. You can talk. Who are you? Why are you here? You can teach the parrot or a Mena how to say Hare Krishna. But at the time of death, they will not say Hare Krishna. They will quack, quack. So, yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. But when we chant the holy name of the Lord without any offenses, this is what he called higher taste. Mm. Param drisva nivartate. Param drisva nivartate. When one comes to Krishna consciousness and be really sincere, applying the process, especially the hearing and chanting of the holy name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, then all the taste that we are experiencing during our material existence, material life, even in this human form of life, you kind of like discard, push them away. There's no need. When you have a higher taste, the other lower taste, which are mainly in the mode of passion and ignorance, lose its value. Lose its value. A devotee's life is very simple. You have a car. Okay, let's say you have a car. You go to work, come back to work, go back home, do your puja, offer your food to Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. The next day, what do? You go to work again. And after work, you come back home and do the same routine again and again. But the materialists, they will go here and there. There's one devotee, our Guru Maharaj, would often say, since I became a devotee, I saved so much money. And that's true, isn't it? Once your life becomes simple, a grihastha can be a sadhu also, not just the brahmacharis and sannyasis. No. Once you become a devotee, all the lower taste, or you don't go to here and there, oh, there's a new restaurant here, a pure vegetarian restaurant. I just saw on the way here, a pure vegetarian restaurant. No, you cook. You cook at home, offer to Krishna. Chant. All the family members chant together. You lose the taste for the lower modes, material nature. Transcendental pleasure can be felt immediately, even as a shadow attachment. Shadow attachment means even in the very beginning of one who practices bhakti yoga, one can taste some kind of pleasure that cannot be equal any material pleasure. Hmm? But the issue here is how to maintain that, because most of the times devotees will ask, Maharaj, how come sometimes I'm inspired and sometimes I don't inspire? It's like what? A roller coaster. Go up and down, up and down. Actually, when we practice Krishna consciousness, especially the main heart when we practice spiritual life is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Everything that how we can make advancement will depend on how we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That's why devotees will be wondering why sometimes I'm up and most of the times I'm down. Why? Because they're not prioritizing the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. For them, chanting is secondary. Whatever you do for Krishna, whatever you wish to offer to Krishna, everything is supplemented by chanting of the holy name of the Lord. You can do artik, you can do puja, you can do cooking, you can do everything. But if you are not chanting properly, attentively, the offering is not complete. The offering is not complete. It's like when you cook your sabji, the main ingredient is namak, salt. Yeah? Unless you have a high blood pressure, then you don't have to put salt. But without salt, then the food, no taste. So whatever we do in our life, whatever we offer to Krishna, everything is supplemented by chanting of the holy name of the Lord, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And the test, whether we are advancing or not in Krishna consciousness, can be felt. How? If we're experiencing some transcendental pleasure. Susukam kartaham abhyayam. Bhagavatam says that this process is joyfully performed. If you're not experiencing that, not yet, that means one has to improve the chanting. One has to experience that transcendental pleasure somehow, someday, or another, somehow or another, and that can be achieved, especially when we chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Prabhupada says in a lecture on the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 7 in Los Angeles, January 6, 1969. Chant Hare Krishna. It is your best friend. It will never cheat you. Hmm. Because Krishna is our best friend. Krishna will never cheat us. Again, because there's no difference between Krishna and his name. So when we chant not just to alleviate our miseries and sufferings. We don't chant not just we chant not because we want to be happy. We chant not just because we want to be free from anxiety. We chant not just because we want to be comfortable or attain moksha. Mm-mm. We chant because we want to develop love for Krishna. That is the main purpose of chanting, to develop love for Krishna. And the proof that we have love for Krishna is that we should be chanting always, constantly. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the formula. Chanting is not just 1 hour or 2 hours, it should be 24 hours. In the third verse, the sloka of the Sikshastakam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishtuna Amanena Manadena Kirtaneya Sadahari. One should be more humbler than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, and should be ready to offer respect to others and not expecting any respect towards oneself. Then he can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. That is the formula. Always be humble, always be respectful, always be tolerant, always be patient. It will come. If we are determined to go back home, back to Godhead, we have to be patient. One may say, Maharaj, I've been chanting Hare Krishna for 20 years, nothing is happening. So there must be something wrong with the application. There's nothing wrong with the process. It's our application. Something is not right, not proper. But a newcomer, he can experience immediately and always this transcendental pleasure and ultimately attain love of God. That is our purpose. Let us see what our Guru Maharaj says. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. We do not need a miracle to return back to Godhead. All we need to do is to chant 16 rounds attentively, save ourselves from offenses, keep a service attitude, and follow the four regulative principles, and we can return back to Godhead. The holy names of Krishna are the only names by which one can learn to control one's senses. One can learn to distribute mercy, and one can learn to be satisfied with what the Lord provides. Prabhupada says, not possible to control the mind. The only way how we can control the mind is to chant the holy name. Controlling the mind means controlling the senses. One can learn to distribute mercy. Yeah, if you know something which is a good secret, it's a secret, but it is so good that you cannot keep it to yourself. You have to give them to others, even if it is a secret. Because if it is beneficial for others, and it may be confidential, like in the Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge. So if it's confidential, why is it being distributed everywhere? It's not confidential then, but it is very important, very valuable. Yes, very valuable. So, chanting of the holy name of the Lord, there is a story, I think it's Ramanuja Acharya. He was told by his guru, I'm going to give you a mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. Narayana. But don't tell this to others because this will give you moksha. This will liberate you from the cycle of repeated birth and death. So Ramanujacharya was thinking, well, if this will liberate me by chanting this Om Namo Narayana, I better give this to others. Let them be liberated. So he went to the marketplace. Come, every one of you, gather here. I'm going to tell you a mantra which will be able to free you from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Here is the mantra Om Namo Narayana. And then his Guru Maharaj found out. So he called, he reprimanded, come, come. What is it? I told you not to tell this mantra to everyone, but why, how come you're giving them away? My dear spiritual master, I know you told me not to tell this, but I don't mind going to hell. Let everyone goes back to Godhead. So the spiritual master says, well, actually, you're more advanced than me. So when you know chanting is the best, this is the greatest austerity in Kali Yuga. Greatest, because it's not so easy to chant the holy name attentively without any offenses. But that is the proper way how to do it so that the effect will be 100%. You want only 10% effect? No. No, you want 100% love of God. So the best way how one can be recognized by Krishna, see, Krishna is all attractive. That is the meaning of Krishna. Krishna means all attractive. But Krishna is attracted to the one who is chanting his name, and especially giving this knowledge to others. Bhagavad Gita says, Lord Krishna says, no one is more dear to me than those who give this knowledge to others. So the all attractive is attracted to the one who is giving the all attractive's description or nature or qualities to others. Yes. One can learn to distribute mercy, and one can learn to be satisfied with what the Lord provides. Becomes santusta. Santusta means satisfied. So the devotee is satisfied. Prabhupada says we can live under a tree. We don't have to go and main cities of the world. But why do we go to the main cities? Why do we have to travel to tell people, to tell others about the nature of the absolute truth? The importance of becoming Krishna conscious. What do I get? Well, do I get any benefit from this? Of course. We get the mercy of the Lord. We get the blessings of our Guru Maharaj. And we need blessings in order for us to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. We need the mercy. And no one will ever get the blessings and mercy and expedite his journey back to Godhead if you don't Give this to others. That is the secret. That is the secret. You can tell your friends, you can tell your co-workers, bring me some Mahaprasad. Our gurus usually when we travel and he sees someone who's kind of like favorable, and we have some prasadam with us, even in the flight, he will offer some prasadam to the air hostesses, stewardess, and he will say, "Go and give that this cookie. Tell that person this is organic cookie." Because everyone nowadays everyone likes organic, right? And they don't mind as long as it's organic. That must be good. So it's a transcendental trick. Mm. So Gurmas is like that. The person. Oh, we were talking about this morning a Mahatma. Mahatma is satisfied. That means he doesn't hanker again, and he doesn't lament. Satisfaction can only be achieved when one is Krishna conscious. He may not have so many opulences, so much wealth, surrounded by his aristocratic family members, relatives. He may be a poor person, but if he is Krishna conscious, he doesn't have to be an Ambani or an Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. He can be a simple person because he has love for Krishna. That means he has everything. If you have Krishna, you have everything. If you don't have Krishna, you don't have nothing. That is very, very important to understand. Uh, because these material things will come and go. In this lifetime, maybe we're well off. But next lifetime, who's guaranteed that you will live in a very big villa or you will be in one of the most wealthiest country in the world? Can you guarantee that? No. Can we guarantee that next life will also be remain as a human being? No, no one. That's why death, at the time of death, that is the most fearful part. No one wants to die, but a devotee lives forever. Next life is just a continuation from where he left off. Even if he's not able to succeed in this lifetime to go back home, back to Godhead, because karma, there's still some karma that needs to be burnt or uprooted. Next lifetime, he continues to serve Lord Krishna. Prabhupada says, if you finish 10% executing bhakti in this lifetime, next lifetime you'll start at 11%. Yes. Hmm. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. That's what he says. Okay, Guru Maharaj says, attentive chanting of the holy name should be every devotee's prime concern. The best service we can perform is chanting the holy names of the Lord. If we chant the holy name with attention and reverence, then the Shrimad Bhagavatam guarantees that we will achieve the perfection of life without delay. Attentive chanting is not just the chanting, it is the solution for all problems. Mm. Just like you go to a chemist shop, yeah? In India, they call it chemist shop, right? Or Boots in UK, Boots Pharmacy. Because everyone, huh? Yeah, in Europe, everywhere, UK, everywhere. Even here also, I think there's booths.
Esther.
Huh?
Esther.
Yes. So everyone has different elements, right? So you go there, whatever is your ailment, there is a respective medicine that you have to take. But actually, we all have the same disease: birth, death, old age, and disease. So there's only one medicine for all of us. And that is the chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you approach a spiritual master and you have some issues, some problems, there's only one medicine: the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. There's no other medicine that the spiritual master will give, because that is the only solution for everything. Attentive chanting, and also reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam attentively also, because the personified Vedas, there are also personalities, and they are serving the Supreme Lord by providing all the conditioned souls informations how they can cut their material attachment and to go back home, back to Godhead. That is their service. Uh, this actually coming from Lord Krishna himself. The breeding of Lord Krishna or Mahavishnu, these are the Vedas. Vedas means mother. So we want to know who is Krishna, our father. We have to approach our mother, the Vedas. And the conclusion of the Vedas, because the Vedas is so vast, we don't have one lifetime to read all of them. But the essence of the Vedas is the Bhagavad Gita. And the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita is to surrender unto Krishna, surrender unto Him, become His devotee, give up our so called religious activities, just surrender unto Krishna. And do not worry, I will protect you. And this is the number one. Number one reason why we don't want to surrender to Krishna. We are fearful. Fearful because we are still identifying with this body as the self. We don't want to give up our wealth. If we have wealth, use it for Krishna. If we have children, make them Krishna conscious. If we have relatives, set a good example so that the relatives will follow us. If we have material friends, we want to be accepted by them. Forget that. I don't need their vote. I want Krishna. I am ready to give up my so called friends for Krishna. Because socially, the materialists, they want to be accepted. No one wants to be condemned. No one wants to be excluded. They always want to be included. No. A devotee only wants to be with Krishna. He will even forsake his family members in such a way that they will choose Krishna more than their family. But that is very difficult, especially if some of the members of the family are not favorable to Krishna, or they may be favorable, but they don't want to choose their lifestyle. But at the time of death, you only go alone. You don't take your family with you, do you? You know, they have, as Prabhupada says, Everyone has to fly their own kite. Hmm? What does that mean? Everyone has to fly their own kite. I mean, you have to live in such a way that ultimately it'll be beneficial for you. If you can take someone with you, that is good. If you can take everyone with you, that is better. But if they want to be left behind, or if they are a hindrance for you to go back home, back to God, what can you do? You gotta go. You have to go. Otherwise, you'll miss the boat. Oh, no, 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 I will wait for them. But the boat is going. So you also will be left behind. So as much as possible, encourage them. Give them time to improve. But there will come a time, as Prabhupada has a choice, tea or me. You ever heard that story? Yeah, which one he chose? Me, Krishna, right? But he gave that ultimatum to his wife. But his wife says, tea, garam chai. Because, she cannot give it up. So we should be like that. Hmm. Attentive chanting is not just the chanting, it is the solution for all problems. Our goal should be not only to chant, but to improve the quality of our chanting. We constantly have to endeavor to improve the quality of our chanting. Chant your holy name so nicely that Krishna will come and see you. Krishna will say, oh, this devotee is chanting my holy name so nicely. And all of us devotees should make an effort to chant attentively and check if we are chanting better than yesterday, if we are able to control the mind better. Why do we have to chant and japamala? We can chant without the japamala, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Why is it that we have to count? Prabhupada gave us 16 rounds. In India, it is normal to chant 64 rounds. In Vrindavan, that means 8 hours of chanting. But he understood the mindset of his followers and disciples. The early disciples in US, in North America, they cannot really focus. So, okay, he divided. Okay, 32 rounds. Because in the beginning, he was telling them to chant 64 rounds. But then, okay, 32 rounds. Again, the devotees cannot do it. They're finding it difficult. So, okay, 16 rounds, no less. Now, 16 rounds is not the maximum. It is the minimum. But still, even to chant 16 rounds in one sitting, now you don't have to chant all the 16 rounds in one sitting because some of you are executives, maybe some of you are CEOs, some of you have to work 9 to 5. So at least chant half of your round before going to work. And that is still very difficult if you're not going to get up early. And if you have family, children, that is more difficult because you have to cook for them. You cannot order, bring the food here and, this is what we're going to eat. No, you have to cook for them, right? So you have to get up early. I want to say having sadhana, worshiping the Lord in his deity form. So Prabhupada gave a formula. how we can complete the 16 rounds. At least chant before 10 a.m., 8 rounds, 4 rounds every other meal, like 4 rounds before lunch and four rounds before dinner time. So by the time the end of the day, you finish your rounds. So why do we have to have Japamala? So that we can tell whether we are improving or not in our chanting. Even though constantly Kirtaniya Sadhari, you have to chant every day, 24 hours. But at the same time, why is it that I have to have a Japamala? To see whether you are improving in chanting. Because if you're just chanting and you don't have, because with the Japamala, uh, all of our senses are being engaged. The sense of touch. We can chant even while sweeping the floor or washing our clothes or whatever. There's no hard and fast rule where we cannot chant. We can chant anywhere, right? But when we have the Japamala with us and chanting a specific time during the day, we can tell whether I'm attentive or not. That is the main reason. So, again, chanting of the holy name of the Lord is our foremost engagement. Just initiation is not enough, Gurman says. Just initiation is not enough. Chant attentively to please Guru and Parampara. If one does not chant attentively, what is the use of initiation? Hmm. Okay, let me see what I said. Now we go to the part where what I said. Ah. The spiritual master represents the entire disciplic succession. The principle is the same, details may change. Of all the instructions given by the spiritual master, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the foremost. What is foremost means? Important. Is the most important. Everything else is meant to support and lead up to this. Many visitors who come to India are eager to understand what this land truly offers the world. Even the Prime Minister of India has stated that the greatest gift of India gives humanity is the Bhagavad Gita. Jai. And within the Gita, the ultimate conclusion is to chant Hare Krishna. So just recently, maybe a couple of days ago, because Putin, the Prime Minister of India, is visiting India. No, the Prime Minister of Russia, sorry. Yeah, Putin is visiting India. Modis are like, big leaders, great leaders of the world. And we saw a picture of the president. This is finished. The battery. We saw. Wow, you're ready, eh? You're like a Boy Scout, always ready. Okay. We saw Prime Minister Modi, and I may say, they're best friends, Guru Maharaj and the Prime Minister of India. When they walk, they walk holding hands. You've seen the photos of that? In India, it's like that. In America, if two men are walking holding hands, oh, something is wrong here. They will think, oh, no, these are not, straight people, whatever. But in India, it's normal. Two friends, two good friends. they walk hand, with their to each other, isn't it? And who can walk with the prime minister hand to hand? I don't think not all of his men can walk with him like that. You have to be on the same level. And the bodyguards will tell you, hey, it's a protocol. You cannot, like the royal family. There's a certain protocol. You cannot touch the royal family in England. Prince Charles will, or William will tell you immediately, hey, if you touch Princess Diana, you're gonna be in trouble. But Modi, he inaugurated the largest Bhagavad Gita in the world in Delhi. So President Putin received a Russian language Bhagavad Gita by Prabhupada, translation, Bhagavad Gita as it is. So how important of that? And I was like, because sometimes I check like right now, I'm live stream in Facebook. So there is this one devotee, and somehow he's like criticizing, you know, Putin because he was the cause of war, many things in Ukraine. But I mentioned everyone who touches the Bhagavad Gita, they are eternally blessed. It doesn't matter how demoniac that person, how much sinful is. Again, we should hate the sin, not the sinner. And these are great, like leaders in the world. One great leader giving a Bhagavad Gita to a person who may not be great in, we may say as qualities, having good qualities, but as soon as he touched Bhagavad Gita, that means he touched Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita are no different. The words of Krishna, Krishna himself. So I says, well, only time will tell. Someday, that person will understand he is not the body, Krishna is God, and ultimately he'll develop love for Krishna. Some, it may take millions of lifetimes, and for others, it may take this lifetime. But there's so many comments in that one. It's all negative, 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 negative. But then I made that one comment, and that will hopefully open their eyes. Isn't it?
Yes.
So, as I mentioned here, the prime minister, see, even I mentioned the prime minister. Even the prime minister of India has stated that the greatest gift India gives humanity is the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna and the whole spiritual world are fully present in his holy name. So when we chant the holy name, it's not just Krishna present. The whole Goloka Vrindavan. There is no difference between the deity Archavigraha, the holy name, and Krishna himself. Purification is gradual, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore prescribed chanting of the holy name as the primary process of cleansing the heart. This is the greatest austerity in Kali Yuga, chanting Hare Krishna purely without offense. Indeed, it is the emperor of all austerities. Austerity is the ornament of a Brahmana. Yet, in this age, nothing surpasses the chanting of the holy name. So much more I mentioned. I will stop here. See, I'm not boasting. Such a nice book. I mean, one of our god sisters, she kind of like mastermind the concept. There's no book in ISKCON that have this kind of format. Prabhupada, the disciple of Prabhupada, and the grand disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Everything like that. There's only like one part, and it took us like over an hour and a half. Any questions or comments? It's okay, no problem.
Hare Krishna. First of all, we are thankful to Maharaj for giving us the opportunity, association, and the time. And
Hare Krishna.
I request any of you devotees who have any questions, you may ask. आप लोग उर्दू में और हिंदी में भी पूछ सकते हैं. We have devotees Maharaj from Pakistan. They came on Pakistan time.
Jai.
So now they got it. हम कह रहे हैं पाकिस्तान से कुछ भक्त आए हैं, वो पाकिस्तान के टाइम के हिसाब से आए हैं. And there are
Welcome.
There are two sessions live question answer. If you have any, आपके पास कोई general questions है, so we can translate and tell to Maharaj as well. Maharaj will answer. And the second thing is that few of the devotee wants to meet Maharaj personally, so we can arrange a meeting as well. Any of you want to meet Maharaj personally for 5 minutes, because Maharaj has to leave for the Abu Dhabi as well, and then Maharaj has some program. He's roaming around the Dubai from the morning. This is Maharaj's third program. So I request if you have any questions, you may ask. उर्दू में हिंदी.
उर्दू में हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र है जो जनरली बताया गया, जैसे महाराज ने बताया कि गुरु भी वही मंत्र देते हैं जो यही सॉल्यूशन है. तो काफी कुछ भक्तों ने बोला है कि हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र भले दीक्षा भी नहीं हो तो भी हम हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र जब पे प्यूरिफाई हो सकते हैं और भगवान के धाम जा सकते हैं. तो दीक्षा की बगैर भी जा सकते हैं क्या? थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन मतलब क्लियर करें.
If the holy name of the Lord is Himself the pure and the perfect to let us go home back to Godhead, then what is the need of initiation from a spiritual master? Prabhuji is asking on behalf of some of us.
Sure. To chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you don't need to be initiated, right? It's like when we meet.
I will translate if you don't mind.
Okay, you translate.
Because there are devotees who doesn't understand from Pakistan English, so I will translate.
Will you translate it in Urdu?
I will translate after.
Okay, okay. It's like when we meet a person in the street, we ask immediately a nice, a favorable person, a good person, very interesting. He is interested. We can ask him, can you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Can you chant with me? Okay, follow me. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama,
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
You don't? Yeah, okay.
जैसे कि आपको कोई व्यक्ति अगर रोड पे मिलता है, स्ट्रेंजर है जिसको आप जानते नहीं है, अनजान व्यक्ति है, उसको आप कहते हो कि हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र जप करो, जैसे महाराज बता रहे थे, फॉर एग्जांपल.
Yeah, so we don't need for him to be initiated to start chanting.
शुरुआत में कोई भक्त को अगर आप भक्ति बताना चाहते हो तो जरूरी नहीं है कि उसको आप दीक्षा के बारे में बताएं, हरि नाम के बारे में बताएं.
But in order to have the full potency of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord to be achieved, one should receive formally the mantra from a spiritual master who is in the line of a bona fide disciplic succession.
जाप तो व्यक्ति कर सकता है, लेकिन कृष्ण प्रेम की प्राप्ति के लिए गुरु की आवश्यकता होती है, जिसको कृष्ण प्रेम प्राप्त है, और दीक्षा के माध्यम से वो भगवान तक पहुंच सकता है.
You need a connection to Krishna. Even to chant the holy name of the Lord is a connection to Krishna. But to solidify the connection to Krishna by chanting the holy name of the Lord, you have to take guidance or shelter of a bona fide representative of Krishna by taking initiation.
जैसे कि भक्ति के जब मार्ग में चलते हैं तो परंपरा के जो गुरु होते हैं जो कि परंपरा से जुड़े होते हैं उनसे ही दीक्षा लेनी चाहिए, क्योंकि जब हम भक्ति करते हैं तो कोई ऐसे गुरु की जरूरत पड़ती है जो हमें सवाल के जवाब बताए, हमें गाइड करे, हमें डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज के बारे में बताए। तो इसीलिए परंपरा के अनुसार एक शिष्य को दीक्षा लेना चाहिए।
Now you understand? The guru is like a bridge. A bridge.
गुरु गुरु जो है वो एक पुल के समान है जो कि एक भक्त को भगवान से जोड़ता है।
So in order to cross from the material world to go to the spiritual world, you need the guru, the connection.
इस भव सागर को पार करने के लिए एक गुरु की जरूरत पड़ती है जो कि आपको कनेक्ट करता है भगवान से।
Who will be connect with the Krishna? Hare Krishna Mahamantra or Guru?
Now, who will connect us? Hare Krishna Mahamantra will connect or Guru?
Well, the guru will give you the connection, the official connection to Krishna. No one can give to you. You cannot be connected to Krishna even if you just chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It has to be received from the person who's already connected to Krishna.
महाराज कह रहे हैं कि जैसा कि अनजान व्यक्ति है उसको शुरुआत में दीक्षा का जैसे नहीं बताते हैं तो उसको हरिनाम की महिमा के बारे में बताएं, परंतु कृष्ण प्रेम वही दे सकता है जिसके पास कृष्ण प्रेम है। कृष्ण प्रेम की प्राप्ति उसी माध्यम से होगी जिसके पास है। तो जो शुद्ध गुरु है वो भगवान की तरफ से भेजे गए, तो इसीलिए हम जाप तो कर सकते हैं लेकिन शुद्ध नाम जो जाप करता है वही कृष्ण प्रेम के माध्यम से हमको भगवान तक पहुंचा सकता है, वो गुरु होता है।
It's like to meet the Prime Minister of Pakistan, you need to have an appointment from his secretary.
आपको अगर शहबाज शरीफ प्राइम मिनिस्टर पाकिस्तान के उनसे मिलना है तो आप डायरेक्ट बात नहीं कर सकते, उसके सेक्रेटरी के थ्रू ही आपसे उनसे मिलने की और बातचीत करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी।
The secretary will give you a letter. Okay, you can come such and such day. This is your appointment.
सेक्रेटरी फिर आपको एक लेटर देगा, पेपर में लिख के देगा कि आप इस समय इस जगह पर मिल सकते हैं प्रधानमंत्री से, प्राइम मिनिस्टर से।
Now, when you reach the secretary and the date of appointment and you did not bring that paper, you will not be able to get in.
जैसे कि आपको उसने टाइम भी दिया, जगह भी बताई, लेकिन वो लेटर जो पेपर था जिस पे लिखा था कि आप इनसे मिल सकते हो, वो आप भूल गए तो शायद आप नहीं भी मिल सकते हो।
Where does the paper came from? Secretary.
वो जो पेपर था वो कहाँ से आया था? सेक्रेटरी से आया था।
So that is the Mahamantra.
और वो महामंत्र है, जो पेपर है वो महामंत्र है।
You understand now?
Yes.
So you need an appointment to Krishna, and the spiritual master gives that appointment at the time of initiation.
तो वो जो लेटर है वो एक्चुअली गुरु आपको देता है जिस समय आपकी दीक्षा होती है भगवान से जोड़ने के लिए।
Okay? That makes sense, isn't it?
ये जनरल कॉमन सेंस की बात है। जैसे कि आप संसार में अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर में मिलना चाहते हो तो डायरेक्ट अप्रोच नहीं करते, उसको किसी माध्यम
We
से
cannot
जाते हो।
approach the prime minister immediately, directly.
तो you need a guru.
You'll be stopped.
एक्चुअली महाराज अभी जो आपने लेक्चर किया, महाराज ने लेक्चर किया, उसमें महाराज ने ये बताया कि हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र जो है वो एक चैंटिंग वही प्रोसेस है। गुरु भी वही मंत्र देता है, वही मेडिसिन देता है। गुरु भी वही मेडिसिन देता है। अगर गुरु वही मेडिसिन देता है तो मेडिसिन हमारे को पता है, तो खा के हम दोस्त से दूर नहीं हो सकते क्या? मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ।
He's asking question on behalf of other devotees. He's saying that the devotees are keep asking the same question. The medicine is Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Right.
So why I take from the doctor or the guru?
Yeah.
I can take directly.
You can take directly, but it will not have full effect. You need a prescription. You need a prescription. Just like we know what is the cure, but you cannot go directly to the chemist.
तो
Right?
महाराज ने बहुत अच्छा आंसर दिया है। मैं आप लोगों को रिपीट करता हूँ कि आप जैसे कि प्रभु जी का प्रश्न ये था कि महामंत्र तो ऐसा है कि जिसके माध्यम से भगवान को प्राप्त कर सकते हो, तो जीवन में गुरु की क्या आवश्यकता है। तो महाराज ने जवाब दिया कि आप किसी मेडिसिन जैसे एस्टर फार्मेसी या लाइफ फार्मेसी वहां पर जाएंगे तो वहां पर बहुत सारी दवाइयां हैं, लेकिन कौन सी दवाई कितनी मात्रा में खानी है वो तो डॉक्टर बताएगा ना आपको। आप अपनी मदद से दवाई खाओगे तो क्या होगा, क्या उसका इफेक्ट आपको जीवन में नहीं पड़ेगा। आप समझ गए प्रभु क्या कह रहे हैं महाराज? यस महाराज। एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस?
Prabhuji.
या यस।
So you said that we need to have a guru to get into all this, and to
If you want to make more advancement, that I will say to you, okay. You can just be the way you are, no problem. You chant Hare Krishna, you offer your food to Krishna, you read Bhagavad Gita. Is that gonna be it? No. You want to make more advancement. Then you need a guru to guide you properly, how you can be engaged more in serving Krishna.
So what we do every Saturday, we are associated, and whatever Prabhuji preaches and tells us, we do that. So is it like I have a guru, or it has to be formally?
Yeah, well, there are many kinds of gurus. There is Diksha Guru, there is Siksha Guru, there is Bhartma Pradakshina Guru. Okay, there is Chaitya Guru also. Krishna in your heart, he is your guru too. But can you hear what he's saying? No. There is Siksha Guru, but you need official that will give you the mantra, the holy name. You can have millions of Siksha Guru instructing gurus, but you can only have, just like you can have unlimited fathers, but you only have one mother. Can you have many mothers? No, you only came from one womb. Yeah, so you need that mother for you to take birth of your spiritual life. Okay, does it make sense? Guru is the one who kind of like initiate you in your actual spiritual life. He's teaching you, he's a Siksha Guru, he's a good example, he's powerful also. But again, the Guru is a must. Yeah. And because the Guru is always traveling, he's not present, the Siksha Gurus are easily available. And usually the Siksha Guru and the Diksha Guru, they are similar, they're equal. And sometimes the Siksha Guru becomes prominent than the Diksha Guru. Okay. But that is how.
Different people, like your Shiksha Guru can be different than your Diksha Guru.
Yeah, Siksha Guru can be like unlimited.
And Diksha Guru will always be one.
Will always be one. He will always have one mother. He cannot have 10 mothers because he only came from one womb of a mother. But you can have many uncles, yeah? Isn't it? Okay. Any other points?
Any other question anyone wants to ask?
Hare Krishna.
How to find a guru?
How to find a guru?
Diksha Guru.
When you become sincere, Paramatma within your heart will show you. And it is not that you find the guru will find you. Or both will find each other.
Like first we have to connect with the guru.
Yeah, yeah. You see, Paramatma will tell you, he is your guru. No one else can tell you that, hey, he is your guru. Take initiation from. No, it is from within you. It comes naturally. When you're ready, the guru is always ready. Confirm. When you're ready to follow the instructions of the guru, that's the time that you can take initiation. If you're not ready to follow the guru's instruction, you may find the guru, but you are not ready. Then you will not take initiation. You will only take initiation when you figure out that whatever he will tell me, I will follow. No if, no buts. no condition. Should be unconditioned. Unconditionally. Okay? Any other points or questions?
His Holiness Bhakti Anugrah
Jai.
Janardhan Swami Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Hari
So,
Bol.
we are very thankful to Maharaj for his time and association. And this is not the first time Maharaj is coming in the Silicon Oasis. Maharaj will come every year. We request Maharaj your mercy. Every year you come and we pray. We asking your blessing that DSU group should be become from 50 to 100 devotees. Maharaj, please bless us.
Why 100,000?
Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna.
As you know, Maharaj is a